Students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you will be fine. We have finished this chapter, and you already know that transport of material in flowering plant is done, and we have discussed the spotting tissues, xylem and phloem. Then we have discussed about translocation. Then we have discussed the concept that how plant get water against gravity. We have read about transpiration pull, and then we have discussed about the factor affecting the rate of transpiration. So we have done the whole chapter, and now we are going to do the exercise of this chapter. And the first question of the exercise is that make a labeled plain drawing of the TS of young dicotyledonous stem. For example, if this is a stem, so we will cut it a very thin section, that is called transfer section, and you have to draw a diagram of this transfer section. And you already know that outermost layer epidermis, then cortex cells are present, then you already know a layer of endodermis, then you know here the phloem tissues are present, between xylem and phloem a layer of cambium is present, then xylem cells are present. So basically this is the internal structure of, you can draw the whole diagram. So by this transfer section you have explained about these tissues. Okay, the second part of this question is how would you show experimentally the path of water up the plant. Okay, for this we can do an experiment. So I am going to explain you here on page number you can see here 147. An investigation is given. So what we will do, we will take a soft plant, for example balsam or coriander or any other mint or any other soft herbaceous plant we can take. So we will remove it from the soil, we will wash the roots, and we can dip it into a colored solution. Solution can be red ink or eosine solution or methylene blue. So then we will keep this apparatus in sunlight for 5-6 hours. So what will happen, as transpiration will take place from the surface of the leaves, so water will move up due to transpiration pull. So after few hours, what you can observe that here the as you know that in the leaves, for example this one is a leaf, and here this is the main midrib, and these are veins, these basically vascular bundles. So what will happen when we will immerse this, so these veins will turn red if it is immersed in a red ink. So what will happen, these veins will turn red. And if we take the transfer section, for example, again we will take the stem, we will cut its transfer section, we observe it under the microscope. So what will be observed in that case, that the xylem portion, this portion will turn red. So turn red xylem portion shows that transpiration take place, or the movement of water is taking place through the xylem of the plant. Okay, so we can do this experiment. You can explain this experiment in this answer. Okay, the next question is, with the help of diagrams, explain how water is absorbed by the roots of a plant. So first portion is that with diagram you have to explain how root is absorbing water. Second part of this question is that explain how the absorbed water eventually reaches the leaves and is transpired. So here in the previous video I have explained you about the transpiration. So here you can see that the first portion of this question is related to this diagram and the second portion related to the this one. So if you will draw this diagram in this question, so this is explaining the whole answer, and you also have to explain. So how plant is taking water, you know that in the soil, here you can see in the soil water is available, and if in the plant there is a deficiency of water or less water is present in the root hair cell, I explained you that water always move from higher water potential to lower water potential across a partially permeable membrane through the process of osmosis, and the plasma membrane act as semi-permeable membrane. So water from the soil will move inside the root hair cell, and then you already know, then in this cell, for example, if we consider this cell as A cell, here the water potential will increase. In the next cell there will be the deficiency of water, so water will move again from higher water potential to low, from A cell to B, then from B to C, C to D. Ultimately it will reach to the xylem. In this way water is absorbed in the root, or in the it reaches to the tissues of the plant. Okay, now the second part of this question was that you have to explain how this absorbed water is reaches to the leaves and transpire. So you already know when the process of transpiration take place, so there is a pull or deficiency created, and due to which water from the xylem vessel reaches to the cells of the plant, and there will be deficiency in the stem xylem that will take water from the lower xylem which is present in the lower parts of the stem, that will take water from the root xylem will take water from the soil. So in this way this water reaches to the leaves due to transpiration pull. Okay, but one more thing which I think I forget during explaining this transpiration pull topic. So you have to keep remember that due to transpiration a pull is created due to which water is moving up in the xylem vessel. Okay, so remember one thing, that in the xylem vessel water always move in unbroken column. That upward movement in the xylem vessel in unbroken column is called transpiration stream. So due to this transpiration stream and transpiration pull, water from roots reaches to leaf, and from leaf to outer atmosphere through the stomata. Okay, so you have to explain this diagram with and you also have to explain all this concept. Okay, now the next question is that the concentration of salt in the cells of some seaweeds may be much higher than that of the seawater, yet such plants are able to absorb salts from the sea water. Okay, so you already know that in the sea or in the oceans the percentage of water is more, or salty water is present. Okay, so plants, they are growing in that salty environment. So if a seaweed or a plant growing inside a sea, so still they are saying that plant is still absorbing that salty water. How do you think they are able to do this? So you know one more thing, for example, if a plant is present, even it is in the water, so and it's through its root you can say that water is moving, and already it is in the oceans and already water is present, so still it is taking water, or the root hair cells, they are present taking water. So how water will move? Outside still they are saying less water, inside much more water, still its root is absorbing. So why this is happening? Even you have read in the concept of root hair cell that it is taking water and salts, and here for example salts is more and outside less. So how it will occur? It will occur due to active transport. Active transport. What is active transport? I have told you, when molecules or minerals move in the root hair from low concentration to high concentration against the concentration gradient, so that is called active transport. So the roots of seaweeds will get water due to active transport. Okay, then they, in the second part they are saying in what way is the process important for the life of the seaweed? Sometime it happens that plant, because already they are taking water or minerals due to active transport, and in such environment they take salts, in that case when these salts are required to them for their growth, for other activities. So for that reason they are utilizing energy by active transport, and they are utilizing that energy in active transport process. Okay, why they are getting, what benefit they are getting? The benefit ultimately the same, that they are utilizing those salts for their growth, for their, maybe for the formation of chlorophyll, maybe for any other purpose, any other deficiency which they are having. So in this way those salt can be important for the growth of the plant. Okay. Now the last question is, state the factors which influence the rate of transpiration, indicate how the rate is affected by each factor. So in the previous video I have sent you the video and which is explaining the factors affecting the rate of transpiration. So here you have to explain these factors, how humidity, how temperature, how strong wind, and ultimately light they are affecting, or how every factor is affecting the rate of transpiration. So you have to explain all these factors in detail. Okay bete, so watch this video carefully and solve all the questions, and if there is any confusion, so you can ask. Okay bete, Allah Hafiz.